Hello and welcome to Hydra Games. Today we will be looking into playing Dyson Sphere Program Rise of the Dark Fog. We're going to start a brand new game, even though I've played it quite a few times, but it's still a very fun game to go back to over and over again. So let's click on New Game. Here we can adjust our cluster seed, number of stars, resource multiplier, etc. Dark fog settings, you can turn the dark fog off if you'd like to. Being a factory game, it doesn't really matter. If you don't like the combat, just stick with the building. So we're going to just leave everything pretty much as is and go ahead and start. Here we have a little hints that how many hints do you want, how much do you want. I've played it quite a few times. I really don't need any.
Transforming into infinity and beyond. It spreads. It becomes the shadow of the galaxy.
To be honest, this one always really surprised me with how good it looks and how great it runs, considering it's a pretty small dev team, I believe, that has built this game, and I think they've done a great job with it. I think there's one more update coming that is due with the Dark Fog combat system, and I think then it's going to be at version 1.0, I think. So if you don't know anything about this, our goal is to build a Dyson sphere around this star and as many stars as we can in our universe. And we will be generating energy to send back to Center Brain. And so that's what our goal is. And that's why the Dark Fog is kind of an enemy, because they are also basically stealing the energy from stars to multiply. Yeah, you kind of have some control here, but not really. I mean, this is mostly just guided in.
Now, please pilot the space capsule toward its point.
It would be kind of funny though if you can mess it up and miss the planet on the first try.
Unknown EM signals detected. Extracting future areas. Comparing with data. Those are highly likely anomalies and bonds of energy. Engineers call them dark fog. Dark fog is extremely sensitive to EM signals. So they may launch an assistance. This is stable profile. We will land on the other side of this planet.
Alright, and here is Icarus. Let's get rid of all these. Okay, first thing we're going to do is going to get rid of our little landing pod or whatever that is right here. Alright, now we got some material that came out of that. Right here is our inventory. Just a few things, nothing major. Right now this is all that we can build right here. We're going to go to this is the tech tree. And we want to start out right here, activate, back to the screen. And for a while here, we're going to be doing resources by hand. Yeah, rotate the camera just like that, up and down. So as you're gathering these resources, you have to constantly grab plant, trees, so forth to burn. Here later, we'll get coal, which will be a lot easier. So we'll get a few trees here. And we'll go over here and get some iron. While that's doing, I'm going to smelt the copper ingots. Down here is how many of the items you call for per click. So I almost always put it on 10. 10, click it once, it's going to make 10 of them. So while that's going, I'm pulling iron ore. I can take and make it into the magnets, same thing. Move this up to 10. We're going to need quite a few of those. And you see our energy bar down here is getting a little low. So I'm going to go bring up here and put in everything in here and it burns. So now that we have iron, copper ingots and magnets, we can make the electromagnet, which you're going to use a lot of these throughout the whole game, so making large numbers of them is fine. You see here in the research, as you build them, they get consumed. And research complete. So what we want to do now is build wind turbines. These will be your first energy sources, really. And again, bring over some burnables here. Now, one thing to keep in mind, as you start out, everything in your beginning of your bases here, you're going to end up destroying it all, rebuilding it, relaying it out. So there really is no way to make a mistake here, because you're simply going to erase it later. So we're going to lay down some of these. And we're going to go over here and get more copper, because I'm going to need that. And keep going here to this. I want the logistic systems so I can start automating stuff. I'm going to need some of these Tesla coils, which will basically bring the energy generated by your wind turbines to whatever machines you need. So this will be our first mining machine. Okay, put it on there, cover the veins like that, and put a Tesla coil down there. You've seen the range that it has, and now it is generating. So So that's a very kind of crappy vein there, but for now we'll use it. There's better ones up here, you can see. And as you move around, especially here early on, we want to mine these large stones right here. As you see in there real quick, we got titanium ore out of this big one. And let me do it again here. You'll see you'll get a number of stone and then a number of titanium there. And that will come in handy very much so later on. So let's go down here and put a miner on a copper vein. And bring some power to it with the Tesla coils. Okay, now I want to make these in order to get the logistic systems going. So I'm going to need copper and iron. And we can make these circuit boards. Let's do 20 of them for now, and some of these gears. It's not too bad a place here to start out. Got stone veins here, there, that copper, and that's coal up there. Not too bad. Oh, large coal vein up there. Oop. Lots of coal veins up there. That's a lot right there. Very quickly. Very close. More stone. Yep, looks like more stone over there. So that's still working. Oh, here's another copper vein. And more stone behind us. Okay. You see here, you got these 2 meters up here on the left hand side. These are your threats for the dark fog. This one's the planetary. That's the one you saw on the other side of the planet right there. And once it gets to 100%, they will send out attack units. They start out pretty small, and then they get larger and larger as they go on. This is the space dark fog. There is a space unit, right? Is that it? Yeah, the hive right there. And once that one hits 100%, they send out a large fleet as well. Now this one will do some more damage compared to the planetary one, and we'll get to that much later in the game. So full automation is not possible. So now, let's see. I think we want to go ahead and use these veins up here and build some more wind turbines. Let's put one here. Now if you hit Shift R, you can just turn it 360 degrees however you wish you want to orient it. I'll put that one like that. How many Tesla coils? Alright. I'm bringing it over about like this. Now I can take and put out my conveyors. So we got the conveyors. Now we want to get on that assembly automation of metallurgy, automatic metallurgy, smelting a unit here, and we're probably going to have to get more copper, right? No. Go ahead and get more iron. And in order to make those. Go ahead and put these down. Okay. Now one thing too, you can keep track of how much power you have at any given time by clicking on a Tesla coil or a wind turbine. Anything that's producing power will also show you your power grid. So right now I'm generating 2.4, consuming only 72.4 megawatts, only consuming 72 kilowatts. So I have quite a bit of headroom there. So almost done with getting the smelter researched. And there we go. And we get a few of them for free. So we want to, let's see. Yeah. I'm going to put one here, one there. Make these iron plates. Oh, we need more conveyor belts. You can pull iron ore or any ore right out of the machine right here. You don't actually have to get it like on a conveyor belt and pull it out that way. And you don't have to actually go through and individually make these. If you just hit the part, if you have the raw materials, it will just go ahead and produce it. It'll go ahead and make the ingots, and it'll make the gears that it needs for that product. So make a bunch of those. Zoom in, get a better look here. And we're going to start, we're going to run that way. I'm going to put in a sorter. Sorter start here, A, you see there, with the raw material going into the smelter, and then finished product coming out. And then we have to power it. So we have a Tesla coil. Right there you saw how you have to make sure all the machines are covered. Let's run it down about there. I want to make a box. The small storage units. These are very handy, especially starting out. It's nice to have these onto a box, that way you can very quickly just grab a stack of however many. I only need about 5 or so of these as we go. I get some more stone, make sure it's covered. Okay, almost done. Okay. And sorter. Covered there. So now we'll be able to just grab stacks of them out. Now you can also adjust how many of them you want to go in. So it'll be 3 stacks of 100 will go in there. And need to make some sorters here.
If there is a double ground space, make more efficient use of this.
Because we're going to go over here and, oh man, I'm low on power, so I better get some of the trees here. In there. Okay, go ahead and get some raw iron from there since I'm right there. Okay. Bring the logistics from the rear there. I am actually going to bring it way over here. I'm going to combine it with this one right here. And I'm definitely going to need more of these. Thankfully I got this right here. I can just grab more iron ore right there. Now each one of these down here, the hotkeys, each one can bring up different items, so you can get them very quickly. And there we go. They're very handy having things split up. Power, collecting, which would be your miners, logistics, storage, and then production. So they're very handy. There we go. So right about in here, I think. Need to build a miner. Need to also bring up the next one, which will be assembly. You can do these in any order you wish. There's not a, I mean, there's a general direction you have to go, as you see, but you can do any of them that you really want to, in whatever order. Activate. Let's see if I got that done yet. Nope. Might as well start bringing power over. And get some more of these probably started. And go back and get some iron ore. So generating more and more power is something that you're going to be fighting with pretty much the entire game. Of course, as you get bigger and bigger, so does the energy sources. But it's something you need to keep tabs on throughout the whole playthrough. Otherwise, you're going to be chasing down brownouts and blackouts, and that can just suck. And as you see, it was building all the materials required to build this miner. Then it starts building the miner. So we're going to put one there. Cover that one. We're going to get all three of them. I'm going to take conveyors and combine it there. There, out of conveyors. This is something that for quite a while you're going to have a lot of. You're going to run out of materials and so forth. Bring up power. We need Tesla coils as well. Okay. Let everything here catch up. So we're going to produce it there. We'll bring it this direction. Probably run it all the way down to in here. Probably run it this way. Bring these. Okay, let's make sure we don't run out of power here. We'll go ahead and lay these down. Get that last one. And one of the things I upgraded very early, as much as I can, is go to upgrades here. Will be, where they at? Here. Drone speeds. Oh no, this is number of construction drones, which that's very great to have as well. This is a drone speed. Because you spend a lot of time waiting on the drones to come back because they're so slow. And we'll add more of these smelters as we go all the way across here. Set up a box. And let's mark it about 300, it'll be alright. Okay. Okay, so we got automated iron ingots right there, automated copper ingots right there, and I think that's a good place to stop. So, like usual, like, subscribe, and check out next episode. And this is Hydra Games saying so long.